Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here again with another StarCraft 2 commentary, and this is another game from the Korean, the Southeast Asian ladder rather. TLO saying hey again since he saw Nada earlier. This is the second game they played. Nada being very manner. Hey man, hello, good luck. Nada going to be in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran, and TLO again the red Terran. For some reason, I don't actually remember what the game 10 seconds ago. I know they were red and blue, but I forget if they switched colors on me or something. Sorry again about the color mix-up with one of the games that I did with Boxer versus Jinro. Anyway, so this promises to be a very, very good game again. TLO and Nada, obviously very good players. I'm really curious to see, you know, Nada, he seemed to do pretty well. You know, he's well, duh, he's doing pretty well. He's Nada, but he's also, I mean, he's not just new at this game. He's one of the top players on the Korean ladder. I think I forgot what number he is, but he's up there. Anyway, and TLO is up there as well, though. So both these players are relatively evenly matched, actually, despite the fact that Nada is a pro gamer. TLO has been doing really, really well, able to hack it with the top players in Korea. And oh, I hate when I do that. Oh man, you see that? For a second he must have had all of them selected for some reason. Maybe he was just spamming and accidentally sent them all to the same location. He may have accidentally right-clicked the geyser or something. Anyway, got him back on pretty quickly though. I hate when I do that. Man, I used to sometimes I used to try and spam. I don't really spam usually these days. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of it. Try and get myself warmed up, but so many times I have, you know, been switching back and forth, selected all my units, and then tried to click on the command center and hit S to build an SCV, and accidentally stopped all my SCVs. Yeah, epic fail. That's why I don't do that anymore. Anyway, second barracks going up here for Nada, and still just one barracks up for TLO, and no gas for either player. I'm sorry, never mind. No gas for TLO. Nada does have a refinery up, and he's using it to get a tech lab on his barracks. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here with that tech lab. Looks like TLO just going for, actually, he may be going for an expansion. He may go for a quick expansion, similar to the game where we saw Boxer. Oh, the SCV sneaks in, sees only a single barracks, but he doesn't know if there was another barracks down here or over here. And let's see what he, well, this is not his first-person view, actually. Let's see, yeah, he only saw that one barracks, so he has no idea what's going on. I love this camera mode, by the way. You can kind of see what the players were actually looking at. Watch Nada flicking his screen around. Anyway, so TLO going for this quick expansion. He's going to float it up here and get a very, very fast expansion. And that's actually a really good move because you have a small choke point here. Very easy to defend. If you can get the right tech out, you know, and he's got some barracks going. He's probably going to have to get a bunker down before too long. I mean, not immediately, because Nada can't have too much out at the moment, but okay, comstats, though, to see what Nada is doing, since he couldn't really get his SCV in there earlier, well, with the Marines there. Although Marines have kind of rallied over here. He's actually, and Nada is going for a rush build, basically. Well, not a rush build, but he's going for a very aggressive build, I should say, trying to take down these destructible rocks. Normally, you have to go all the way up around here and around and down to get to the enemy base. He's going to bust through these destructible rocks, and it's going to make a clean cut right through to the enemy base. Very, very quick path once these rocks are down. And he's bringing in some more Marauders and Marines to tear down those rocks. And TLO has no idea what's going on. He's got this SCV up at this watchtower to spot any units coming up through here, and he's not going to see this coming unless oh man, he's really, really going to be in trouble here. Nada mounting more forces this way. Let's see if he has, he's got Stim almost upgraded. No concussive shells yet, but if he does get those are very quick build, although they aren't going to be terribly important in a TVT. And here he's just mounting Marines off a reactor and Marauders off a tech lab, just mounting them over to this location. He's gotten both rallied to this location. He's broken down the door. What does TLO have to stop this? He's got a bunker with some Marines in it. He's got all Marines. He's just now, no, he's not even producing anything with Marines. He's actually going for the combat shield, just getting mass Marines. Here comes Nada's force. He's moving in here. There are a lot of Marines here, but those Marauders could do lots and lots of damage. Stim finishes. He has Stim. He goes in with the Stim. He's going to Stim. He's going to take down that bunker before he can get any SCVs over there. The bunker goes down. It's now SCVs and Marines versus this group of Marauders and just a couple Marines left. And Nada forced to fall back with all these SCVs running in there. But he took out that bunker. TL now building another bunker here. He's got this orbital command, so he can do 2 mules at once on this base here. And here he's sending out more SCVs just to have a group with this Marines. He's really in trouble though. He does have the combat shield almost researched, and Nada is taking this opportunity. He doesn't feel he can bust in there, so he's continuing to produce units off of those two barracks, getting another barracks as well, and he's actually using this opportunity to take the high yield expansion. He saw this orbital command. He saw this orbital command over here when he went in for his attack, so he knows that he's getting an expansion up there. So he knows that he needs to have something going on for some kind of an expansion to counter that, basically. And this high yield is going to be exactly that. Let's see if he's going to transfer some SCVs over there pretty quick. Anyway, both players at even food count, but TLO was not mining gas at the moment. Wait. Okay, that's kind of weird. It says he doesn't have... Oh, he doesn't have gas units. That's right. Okay, never mind. All Marines here. Combat shield is upgraded. He's getting stim now as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we... Well, never mind. I thought it would make sense to try and get some medevacs out, but he hasn't stimmed these Marines yet, so they're still in pretty good shape as far as that goes. And I like this putting up these forces up here on the top, so they Comsat goes off to see what kind of an army he has. Very substantial army there. Is Nada getting any tech either? No, it's just all ground forces for these guys. No tech at all. I'm kind of surprised by that. And yeah, look at this. The high yield goes up. He gets some SCVs over there. Immediately plants down a couple mules at that expansion. And TLO is going to try and go in and kill this army. Stim goes off. Nada is on top of it. He stims first. The Marauders are going to be able to own those Marines, but they do have the combat shield, which means they're going to take extra hits. Who's going to win the fight? The Marauders are almost dead. Oh, and TLO just has too many Marines. Wow, I thought those Marauders were going to do a lot better job, but no, Stim isn't even upgraded for TLO yet. He just went in just with the combat shield, and even though Nada saw that force there and stimmed his army and got the first shots off, there was just too many Marines. Now TLO coming in here it's for a counterattack. Nada has another force. He's going to stim those and run in as well. He needs to do some target firing, I think. Those Marauders taking a lot of damage and doing a lot of damage as well, but it looks like there's just too many Marines, and TLO rallying more Marines to the front. He's going to try and put the nail in the coffin right now. SCVs coming off the line. It doesn't matter. He can lose those SCVs and he still has that high yield, but he's just losing too many units here. TLO coming in with just massive units, and oh, just a few SCVs. I'm sorry, a few Marines coming off at just the right moment. But Nada needs to get a bunker down or something here pretty quick. To actually, maybe not. Actually, Nada's now putting out about as many Marines. He's got the combat shield as well, so he's actually on even footing in that sense. Oh, this Marine's gonna run up there and spot this high yield expansion pretty quick. Yeah, he's going to see that's going on. That's probably going to be TLO's next target. He could run around there and try and get an attack there. Finally, we're seeing some tech here. Nada actually, sorry, TLO getting a starport as well. Starport's finished. He's going to switch the starport over to the reactor. Is probably going to get a couple medevacs out is what I'm thinking here. He's invested so much in this bio army. He's going to get some medevacs out. And what are the upgrades on here? He doesn't have any upgrades yet. No, I don't even see an engineering bay at the moment. Yeah, there's those 2 medevacs coming out. So Nada though is now in really good shape, a little bit better shape I should say. He barely managed to fight that off, and now Nada has the tech advantage. He's got the Marauders out. Well, I guess I wouldn't really call that a tech advantage actually, because his starport is going to be behind now. And it's doing the same thing over here, building a reactor with the factory so he can get some medevacs out. And here he is coming in to actually do some harassment, try and attack here. And TLO stims, lets him heal up for a moment, and then runs out to try and engage these forces. They've got about even forces, but Nada can't really stim as well. He might be able to stim and take out those dropships. He scans to see what's going on. TLO having to stim again. These dropships are already out of energy, basically. Wow, yeah, really not in good shape. They're healing, they're getting more energy very quickly, but they don't have a lot of energy with which to heal these up really quick. You can see, look, there's even some Marines that still have low energy. Here he comes in, he's stimming, and a little bit bad placement. Some of his Marines running around behind are not able to fire. Now he runs in, he makes the factory burning, but a couple tanks are there as well, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. More units coming in. Oh, and man, Nada, without the medevacs on top, gets owned. It looks like he took out TLO's dropships, his medevac, so he did okay, but I think TLO just had a few more units there. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I mean, obviously the tanks did significant damage as well. They were able to, you know, affect a lot of damage with their cannons. Not as much versus you know, low-level units, but they were just, you know, putting out more damage basically in general. And Nada didn't have these marauders in the back to kind of even things out basically. If he'd had a few more marauders there, then it would have been able to even out the tanks and do more damage. Anyway, TLO now coming here for a counterattack. He's got 3 siege tanks. He's got 3 siege tanks, and so let's see, a couple medevacs out now for Nada. He's got more Marines. TLO has more Marines. He's got these siege tanks above as well. So we could see a very big win for Nada here. If he gets siege mode up, oh, siege mode goes up, and Nada runs right into it. Oh, his Marines getting slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. Nada's falling back to his main here. He's in real trouble. He doesn't have anything right now to deal with this situation, to deal with these siege tanks. And here, oh, he comes in. He's going to try and pick off those siege tanks before they can siege up. One is sieged up in the back, though. It's going to do all sorts of damage to those Marines. Oh, he's having to fall back. Oh, man, this is really not looking good at all for Nada. He's having to fall back to his main. Siege tanks sieged up within range of his starport. I think they're going to be able to start shelling if he can get vision of that over the ridge there. And this is just really not looking good. Nada's just trying to pump out as many units as possible out of these barracks to try and get some units out. He's got a few medevacs on top. He stims in. He's going to try and run in. And no, he can't even engage the siege tanks. And Nada, GG's, under huge pressure. And I didn't even realize he dropped a couple tanks up here as well. Beautiful placement there. That would have sealed the deal, I think. Well, I guess it wouldn't have sealed the deal necessarily if he could have gotten some vision and sent some marauders over there. But a beautiful unit composition there. Oh, and a Hellion coming over here roasting SCVs at the same time. Really, really forcing Nada out of the game. Anyway, nicely played. Very, very nicely played by TLO. And I think it was just, you know, TLO did a little bit better responding to the tech that the other person had. I mean, he had an advantage the whole game. But Nada went for those early marauders. And marauders are good. They are able to take a lot of hits. But Marines are going to do a little bit better against those marauders, just because you have more of them. And then, I mean, marauders are good against. You can see here they're 20 versus armored units, only 10 versus Marines, whereas the Marines are already doing 6 normally. So the marauders not really worth their cost against other bio units. In that sense, but then then the siege tanks came out. Nada went for more Marines. He still had some marauders mixed in, but when the siege tanks came out, they were able to do so much damage to the Marines that it was just pretty ridiculous. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that game. And TLO playing very, very well, defeating a legend of Brood War twice now. So very impressive play by him. And yeah, good luck to both of them in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks, GG.